Okay, I've just been out on the Merckx EMX-1. I'll preface this with saying that I own a Merckx from a few years ago, and I love the brand. I love the handling, and I don't think I've ridden a Merckx that I don't like. I think that this is one of the best handling bikes here, even though it was a size too large for me. I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. It's a really, really good handling bike. So there's not too much to say about the components. It's a 105, which is heavier, but performance of 105 is just as nice as Ultegra as far as I'm concerned. So I think it's a very good second bike, and I'd definitely buy it.
This is an easy bike to talk about because it's full of surprises. I watched it in the office coming together like I do all the other bikes, pretty much just tapping away at my keyboard and letting the others talk about it, and then I came over to go for my ride and I picked it up and there were some raised eyebrows. I mean, we're total bike snobs here. We can talk about riding 6 kilo bikes like we've just done with the BH, and then I pick this up and I think it feels heavy. It's over 8 kilos, and that's, in relative terms, not out of this world, but compared to what we're used to here, it's a little bit on the heavy side. But it's a fantastic bike to ride. Trust me, it's not negative sentiment, it's just observations. It was heavy and it was high, but then I got riding and it was beautiful. When I went into corners, it was totally stable. Like, I'm serious, I could go in holding the bars with one hand and feel more confident than some bikes I've ridden where I'm really, clamped onto the bars. It was gorgeous. It was totally predictable. It tracked through corners. The tyres are ones that I've not enjoyed in the past. I think I complained about them before. The Vittoria Zafiro. The compound's nothing exceptional, but it really sticks to the road. Solid bike. Nice.
So we're talking about the Eddie Merckx EMX-1. It's good to see the Merckx brand back in Australia with some good support. There was a few years there in this country where we didn't see Eddie Merckx being imported at all. And recently we reviewed the EMX-5, which sits right near the very top of the range, and now we've got the EMX-1, which is essentially the entry level. Well, it is the entry level carbon frame bike for Eddie Merckx, and it's really good to be able to contrast the two bikes virtually back to back, because we had one I think 2 issues ago, maybe 3 issues ago, and now we've got the EMX-1 in this issue. And they are really completely different bikes. One is designed, was supplied formerly to the Quick Step team, and this one obviously built with a completely different rider in mind. It's much more of a comfort-orientated bike, more of your sort of Grand Fondo style geometry, which means it is very high at the front. Looking at the sizing of the frame, it sits almost between sizes if you compare it directly to, say, a Specialized Tarmac or a Roubaix, in that it's not a 56 and it's not a 58, it's really a 57, but still it has I think a 190 millimeter head tube, which is a little bit higher than what we probably would expect. And jumping on the bike, it's definitely the thing you notice straight away, or I noticed straight away. But I had to put myself in the mind of the person that this bike is targeted at, and they would probably find that position really comfortable. It is allows you, your chest is a little bit more open, you're a little bit more upright. So if you perhaps don't have that flexibility, this is going to be a really great bike for you to make the progression into the more serious road biking. It's classy, it looks good. There's not a lot of corners that have obviously been cut. Now you are paying a little bit extra for some of that, but if anyone who understands what cycling is about, I think they'd be proud to be seen on a bike with Merckx on the side.
The EMX-1. First off, I guess I'd have to say that I've been lucky over the last few bike tests that I've done that I can always select the exact size that I want. And the EMX-1 for me is very upright. It's not what I would choose if I was going to purchase a Merckx, because the length of the head tube, what they've done is they've gone in line with what the trend is at the moment, which is the taller front end. So it's the longer head tube, which means fewer spaces. The bike looks much better, and it means a lot of people can run with their stem slammed, so to speak, without having to be in a really sort of aggressive position, which is not suitable for a lot of people. The handling of the EMX-1, I think, is suited to the newer rider to the sport. The handling's not super whippy, but it's very controlled and it's very stable, and because it's got that upright position, you know, there's never a moment where you feel unease when you're going over bumpy terrain or sweeping through a corner. It's very stable and it's very balanced. The Merckx comes with the Fulcrum Racing 7 wheel set, which is solid, I guess you could call it. It's their first wheel set in the range, and while it's considered entry level, it's still a very good wheel set for training, because it's very strong and it's very reliable. Uses a cartridge bearing system. It's basically, you don't have to do anything to it. The free hub body system you can sort of lube it up once a year, and it's probably good for most people. Uses stainless steel spoke, so it's a bit comfier than maybe some of the wheel sets that use a full aluminium spoke. And yeah, it's a strong all-round good wheel set for bashing around the streets.
So I just rode the Merckx, the EMX-1. This is the bike that I've been putting off to the last test ride of the day, because just size too big for me, and it has the biggest head tube I've seen in years, and it just didn't seem like it was something that was going to suit me at all. But occasionally we talk about design heritage, and you can really feel it in this frame. So I've ridden a Merckx recently. 3 issues ago I rode the EMX-5, which is the top one of their pro level models, and fell in love with the bike. Absolutely thought it was fantastic. This, while it's not the same geometry, obviously, you can feel a lot of the same design characteristics. It's similar between the two bikes. There's a sureness and a stability there that you get with the Merckx that I think I'm going to have to end up buying one of these bikes pretty soon, because I think it works beautifully. The group set on the bike is Shimano 105. Totally gets the job done. You can spend more if you need to, but there's nothing holding you back there. Shifts crisply. It's smooth. It works well. The braking, in conjunction with those the Fulcrum rims, it's top quality braking. It's going to suit any condition. Even if you're riding in the rain, you can be assured that your brakes are going to work. Yeah, for people looking to buy a bike, I think if this is in your price range, it's. I mean, we've said it before. We're kind of bike snobs here at Ride, but this one would fit in any bunch ride. It just happens to suit someone who's not after that full low racer position. So if you're looking for something a little bit upright, a little bit more comfortable perhaps, I think it's hard to beat. It's really top quality bike.